All right. I am super busy. As you can imagine, the mow season starts for me on Monday. It's Saturday. And let me know if you can hear me. I'm also doing this on cellular and not Wi Fi, so I don't lose connection. I'm hoping that's going to make this a smooth stream. But anyway, guys, I am setting up my trucks to be ready for Monday. So let me kind of show you the way I've got it set up. First of all, you guys excited? You guys excited for Monday or for mow season? So every truck, so I have 6 mow trucks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm tweaking them right now. So every mow truck has a number and a color. So M1 is yellow. So I've painted the bars yellow so can't be stolen off each other's trucks, you know what I mean, when somebody needs a mower or equipment. This Ferris has a sticker. Oh shit. Hold on. Sticker M1. And I've actually painted. Damn it. Anyway, I'll show you guys in a second. But I'm trying to color coordinate everything. So here's my setups. I've already had these trucks set up like this last year, but not exactly with a grandstand. Remember, we went with the 30-inch, 32-inch Toro Turf Time Masters, and they were good at first, but they don't last. We broke them every single day. And in fact, there's there's the leftover ones right here. This one's probably still good. Um, so we started with those, and then they were breaking so fast that we decided to go with the Turf Masters, the more commercial, beefier ones. And the guys hated those. So my guys love these, but they just don't last. They're not built for commercial use to just keep going every single day, with all the houses. So we don't have the Turf Masters anymore. We don't have the Time Masters anymore. Now I'm going with the grandstand on every truck and a little 21-inch Toro commercial mower. I don't know if you can see it from here. It's just your regular commercial. All trucks are going to have a grandstand. Now, either it'll be a brand new grandstand like this Ferris. I've got a couple Toros that are brand new. The ones that aren't brand new are fully refurbished. Fully. Everything is good on it. We replaced hoses. We even replaced you know, the the covers, everything. So they could be like brand new. Now I'm still waiting on 2 mowers, but right now we have 6 trucks, but 5 grandstands here at the yard ready to go. And I'm just going to see if I keep bugging the dealer. They told me, I bought I bought 3 brand new mowers, and I'm still waiting on one. And the dealer doesn't have any Toro grandstands. They're waiting on it since early February. So anyway, so I'm a little worried about that, but not too bad. I have a plan for that. So all trucks are getting a new 21-inch Toro, a grandstand, new or fully refurbished, a brand new string edger, and then I'm going to keep using last year's string trimmer for their backup and the edger. Now, I do have a plan with these edgers because I don't like how that arm sticks out like that. So what I'm going to end up doing, one truck at a time, is getting still edgers with the straight blade. or straight bar. And I think that'll alleviate, you know, the anxiety that some of my guys are going to have with that sticking out like that. We could turn them too. I know a guy turned one of his, and if they want to do that, that's fine. They're also getting a brand new blower and then a backup blower. I don't have one on this one because Chris is actually out using one right now, and I'm just getting for the spring wake up package that he's doing. But when he comes back, he should put one of his used blowers there. So that'll be the setup, and we're going to go one-man crews this year. Everybody's really excited about that because I guess I'm going to be doing P for P. Not 100% sure, but if they get done with their route earlier, I'll still pay them for the hours that the route is budgeted for. So, meaning if on Monday they have an 11-hour route because of the budget hours and they get done in 6 hours or 5, I will pay them for the whole 11 hours. So I'll do that the whole entire schedule, and everybody's really excited about that. So I think that's P for P. And if they go over or have to do service calls and they go over their allotted time for the week, it'll be hourly. So it'll basically be hourly versus percentage, something like that. So anyway, I'm really excited about this year because every single yard is perfectly budgeted for money and time. It's never been 100% like it is this year. You know what I mean? When you raise prices, sometimes you have those loyal customers that stuck with you this whole time, and then you feel bad so you don't raise their prices. But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, if you're looking at your numbers and things aren't looking right, those are the little things that can kill you. So again, I don't know if you've ever seen my truck here, but this is a section where you put your grass, and then it's got this bar here that you lift up, and on the other side it's kind of like a swinging door right here. So you unlatch this, you open. Actually, you take these out, you lift these up, you take them out, and then you take the door out. And then when you lift that side, all the debris comes down, all the grass. When I first saw this setup, I didn't think I would like it because I didn't think this was enough. We try to mulch as much as possible, but you know how you go to lawns and you've got a bag? Well, this holds enough. I've never had a time where the guys, had to come to the shop and unload to keep doing their route. Now that has happened with spring wake up packages because of the thatch. That will fill that up. So what we do is we have somebody that goes around basically following all the spring wake up guys, and they load up the thatch there. We also, have this unloading area. Normally, we're just running out of space here, so I'm actually parking the trucks there. But this is full thatch. Yeah, it's crazy. Right now we've got all these trucks and everything's parked pretty good. In fact, let me show you something that I'm actually pretty excited about for parking. So let me get something here. So, you know how I showed you every truck has a color coded sticker? It's like M1 is yellow. So what I'm doing really quick is spray painting the parking spot. So M1, who's yellow, comes here, and then I spray painted the stake so he can park all the way up to that. I've also made signs. So we'll do something like that. And we'll do that with every single stake. So we've got yellow, blue, red, green, purple, and orange. And I've got these signs made for each one of them so the guys can pull all the way up to this. And that's their spot. You know what I mean? That's to keep things kind of organized and so we can fit. One of the things that I never really thought of when, you know, growing into a new space or needing a new space, let's see, is you need parking space for the employees, for their cars. That's something I never really thought of. So this whole section right here is just for employee parking. If I had another space or more parking out in the front, which I don't have, because the office basically fills that in. But back here is for the, you know, the techs, the Mo guys and everything. Hello, Mary Tech. Sorry, it's hard for me to read. But anyway, that was something that I never thought of, or, you know, in the early days, that when I do need more space in the yard, it's going to be for employee parking their own cars. I was always worried about my own trucks and trailers. So anyway, that's something to think about. You know, but anyway, there's my setup. This one in particular is for my mow trainer. This is the only mow truck that has kind of like an extended cab. For two reasons. One, my mow trainer takes his dog to the dog sitters every morning, and that'd be really nice to have space for the dog. Secondly, in case he has to train people, he has room. You know what I mean? You know, in case he does have him and needs another person just to keep doing their routes. You know how it is. Sometimes you do need two people, even though you would love to have one man crews. And if that's the case, there's still room to train new people back here. So that's the reason why this truck is going to the trainer for mowing. And he should always have a trainee going. We almost hired somebody yesterday, or the other day, but he didn't show up. But he actually called and explained why, and he thanked me for the opportunity, but whatever. All these other trucks are just two doors or just a cab, single cab for the driver and, you know, if they have a helper that day. So again, all new or refurbished mowers. So all one man crews this year. Shouldn't, the reason why I want to do grandstands and a new mower and a new blower and a new trimmer is so they, you know, give them all the tools they need so they can actually be successful in this new thing we're doing, one man crews. I've done it in the past. I did it one year, 2016, and it was great. It worked great. I had 3 grandstands that year. The problem was our route was, I think everybody, you know, because we only had 3 mow guys that year, sometimes they were driving pretty far, you know, going from house to house, because there was just 3 mow guys. So if, it was really hard to have a really tight schedule everywhere. What's up, Landscapes of America? But now that we have 6, we really can spread out, you know, like in what I call the old service area where we used to be. Um, Basically, I've got 3 guys on one side of the county, 3 guys on the other every single day. So that helps. So that's why we're able to have a nice, dense route with for one man crews, and I think that's going to work really well. The routes, I spent like a full week just honing in on it, and I'm really happy the way it turned out. Everybody has between 10 and 15 houses. The average is about 13, and that's to start the year. Like week 1, everybody should have around 13 houses. So I've been talking to everybody, and they're all really happy, all my Mo guys, about this new plan with the one man crews. I've actually heard some really cool things. I didn't think I'd hear some of these things, but most of the guys like that it's one man crews. I've got one guy who's just happy that he's going to be going off by himself so he can kind of like work as long as he wants or go as fast as he can one day and not worry about somebody else's hours. So that was cool. I kind of figured that would be a good thing for everybody. Another thing that somebody pointed out was sometimes their helpers just don't want to work very good. Um, and this is all my leaders too. This is all leaders from last year. Basically, this was three crews last year because they had all their helpers, which none of my helpers came back this year. I actually tried calling one of them, and because I didn't know we were going to go one man crews, and he said he was coming and everything, but then he never showed up March 1st. And we didn't really need him, so I didn't really ask him, like kept bugging him. I didn't ask him to keep coming. He went to the kickoff too, but now that we're about to start most season, if he does still show up or call me or something, I may find a place for him, but it won't be in the mowing. We definitely need weeders, garden cleaners, shrub pruners, all those kind of things. So, what kind of questions do you guys have with my setup? Do you like it? Do you not? What am I missing? I'm pretty much done. I'm not really going to make any drastic changes now because I basically spent so much money on all these setups this year. I mean, not only was the setup, like this was a new setup this year. We put this together this year, this truck. I believe we also did that with another truck. Can't remember. But one of the really expensive things that I wasn't expecting in the wintertime when we were, saying, hey, let's get everything ready for the new year was just maintaining the trucks, the engines, the check engine lights, wiring, lights, the lights. I mean, so many problems on all these trucks, and they're all pretty decent trucks too. Some of these range from 60,000 miles to 150, maybe 160. I don't think there's any one of those that have any more miles than that. And they still there was still stuff that needed to be fixed. There was two trucks that didn't have air conditioning. And for some reason they broke at the end of the season last year. And so we had to fix that. Windshields, man. I repaired all the windshields. Pretty much all of them were cracked or had a little crack. Looking good. Like the one man setup. Yeah, that's what they are. One man setups. Again, my guys are really happy. The other reason um, that my guys like it is they're going to get paid more. You know, um, I'm going to pay them for those hours, even if they get done in, let's say, 30 hours. I'll pay them for 40 or even 50, depends on how many budget hours are on their route. So that's going to be something we've got to kind of monitor here at the shop. We have to kind of see how everybody's doing with their routes. I have no doubt that there's probably four guys out of the six that I'm not even worried about. I could give them, 15, 16, 17, and they may do it. But then I have other guys that I don't know. There's about two that I'm like, I'm not sure. They're great, awesome. Everybody, all my Mo guys are good. But I just don't know how they're going to do. Um, the other thing I did tell my guys, and let me know, all you guys that do one man crews, is the quality better when they have nice budget time to do each house and they're one man crews? Example, they have 10 houses and budget hours on each one of them comes out to like 10 hours. So pretty much they have an hour each house, not including drive time. How is the quality? I'm curious because that was something we kind of sucked at last year. Got to be honest with you. We had so many houses. Do I own any battery powered tools? And what do you think about electric equipment? I love the blowers, man. I love the blowers. Let me answer that in a second. But um, my quality last year. sometimes I'd get phone calls from customers saying, "Hey, you know what? This looks bad. Here are pictures." And then I'd look at the picture, and then sometimes I'd say, "You know what? That you're right. Let me send somebody out there." Call the person that mowed it and said, "Hey, you're going to need to go back out there and fix this. Watch. Let me send you a picture and make sure you take care of it." There were other times where we'd get a complaint, call, phone, picture, and they'd say, "You know, look at this," and I'd look at it and say, "You know what? I think it's bad. Like it's not horrible, but I really can't send anybody out to fix that." You know what I mean? We've got too many houses. I try not to say that because that just sounds horrible. So I would say is let me take some money off your cut this week, or I'd say, you know, let me be honest with you. I'm going to make sure they do it next week, and they don't mess that up. Now that I have a picture, I'm going to make sure they focus on that. A lot of times that would answer it. I mean, very rarely was it customers just real like if I thought that I could get away with just sending them a credit, or if I felt like, you know, I just tell this customer we're going to make sure to focus on that section next time. Usually that like I kind of know what the threshold is with complaints, you know what I mean? Us business owners, we've heard it all. And but to be honest, I even told some customers, I'm like, I hate to tell you this. Yeah, callbacks on mowing. I hate to tell you this, but unfortunately, we're short staffed. We were, even though we were pretty much full staffed. I had 10 mow guys last year, two on each truck. But because we had so many houses, we really were short staffed, a truck. And I could never hire that last truck last year. Um, we had 5 trucks going last year. Was it 5 or 4? Yeah, it was 5. I tried to get the 6th, but I never could. I couldn't hire anybody to do that. And if I did, they didn't last. So we just never had a 6th truck. But every time we got down to 4 trucks, I was able to hire the 5th truck. So I got lucky that way. So we were always just barely staffed enough, even though I was trying really hard. But again, some of those houses, I mean, we had so many customers. When we raised our prices this year, we did lose some customers, and that's making it more manageable. That's going to make it so that, you know, our guys have better budget hours. Uh, anyway, here's the old setup that we still use for spring wake up. So the trailer back of the bed to dump the debris. Yeah, it's empty today. Uh, yeah, they finished yesterday late, and we're just gonna clean that up to Monday when everybody's mowing. So we're gonna just be doing spring wake up packages on Fridays and Saturdays now. Out of my 6 mow guys, 2 of them don't want to work Fridays, and that's fine. So I've already built the schedules for them. And I've got 4 guys that want to work Fridays, and I've got 2 guys that want to work Saturdays. So we're good with the mowing and first time mows, spring wake up packages, overseeding, and peat moss. So that is what's going on. One of the things I wanted to kind of mention here is you see, I've got all these, you know, toys, these awesome things, but I just kind of want to let you know that you don't need to worry that you don't have those things. Even this setup, what revenue range will your one-man crews mow route do roughly low? How many hours? So right now, again, I was more focused on the route more than revenue, even though I was looking at every day's revenue compared to everybody, you know, like, so I was trying to keep everybody at around $800. Um, so that comes out to like 4,000 bucks a week, I think. Let me see. Per truck, maybe 3,700. Let me see. So on a 432, on a 4 day, it's 32. If I got Fridays filled up, it'll be 4,000. There was a comment. Can't see it. Can't see it, but I will log in before I'm done and try to answer these. Um, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with that number. 800 for one mow guy in one day is great. Yeah, I appreciate that, and it feels like it's right too because um, that if they do it quick, I mean, you know, we're at $70 an hour, something like that, maybe 80, 80, 80. But that's going between houses too, so that's still hard to get that $80 per man hour, but it is possible. Anyway, I'm gonna. All right. I also have nose head shovel, picking up the poop, flathead shovel for the curbsides, brush for the tire track marks on grass and driveway. So every truck should have that set up. Um, I was actually I went to the store today. I don't know, dude. Am I crazy or is $50 a shovel crazy insane to buy? So I've got some of these shovels like this flathead here. It's got that wood handle. It's kind of heavy. Um, so I was hoping to find something like fiberglass, like that nose head shovel there, so they can pick up the poop with one hand. You know what I mean? And not, and be able to walk the whole property without it hurting their arm. See, like this is a Cobalt here, and not heavy. That's heavy. It's heavy duty, but it's heavy. So I wanted to get those fiberglass ones like this one right here, that gray one, because they're really light. You can literally hold that with one arm the whole property while you're walking around looking for poop. Um, but I went to Cal Ranch this morning because I was also looking for a cap for the gas tanks just to have as backup. And those little shovels were $50. It's like, you're out of your mind. Like, and I'm like the least cheapest guy you'll ever meet. Okay. I spend money like a drunken sailor. But when I saw $50 for that, I was like, you're out of your mind. I'm not paying that. Anyway, um, let me go to my computer to see if I missed any questions. Let's see, it is 1 o'clock almost. All I have left to do on all these trucks is put mixed tank on all of them. So I had to fill up my gas tank this morning. Tell us about how you extend your mowing services clear until Thanksgiving when lawns mostly stop growing at the end of October. Well, it depends on the weather, but we tell customers we stop mowing December 1st. Just tell them that. Just tell them. You don't need to tell them that right now because that's kind of hard to believe. But once October comes, September, October, when customers are saying, "Hey, when do you guys stop mowing?" Just say December 1st. Just say that. Uh, and then if they say, "Really, that seems kind of long," yeah, but we're also picking up the leaves with the mower. As long as the leaves don't go over the mower while we're passing, we'll count that as a mow and we'll keep it nice and clean. Also, the grass continues to grow. It still grows even in cold weather, especially during that like October, November month. It doesn't grow fast, but it grows. So when you do cut it, it looks like it needed to be cut. So we tell them that. But yeah, we basically stop December 1st. We have gone further into December at times. Again, we play it kind of like day by day. Corona, Corona, Corona brand can be pricey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, these were just like, I don't know if you're talking about the shovels, but the shovels were just like plain plain shovels. They weren't like Cobalt or anything like that. How many customers are you rocking this year? We're starting with 40. Nice. Um, I believe we're at 350. Um, can't remember for sure. I think we have somewhere like 350. maybe 340, middle of 300. Um, we were if we get to 360, and I haven't checked in a while actually. It's been even when I did the routes, I really didn't count how many customers we have. Um, but if we get to 360, that would be almost like getting 100% from last year because if you count the attrition rate of the customers that you're going to lose anyway, from moving, from wanting their kids to mow, from them wanting to mow their own lawns, you're going to lose about 20% every year no matter what. Thoughts on only accepting credit cards versus cash? We switched over and only taking credit cards and have made payments a dream. Dude, there's no other way. Dude, getting a card on file is the only way. We don't even entertain somebody wanting to pay cash or check. We just say, really sorry about that. We Our policy is to take a credit card on file and charge it after every service. Um, don't don't take payments any other way unless there's like a restaurant. So when restaurants call, because I'm from the restaurant industry, I know I was a manager and I never had a credit card. They never gave me a credit card, so I sympathize with them, and they always pay their bills. I've never really that's a lie. There's a company that sells Wild Wings. They always jip me on the last month, on the last payment of every year. The whole year they would pay me fast, even though it was by mail. But the last one, they always didn't pay me till the following year. Until finally they owed me. I mean, every year they owed me like between $400 and $600 because we do a lot of. They had a lot of shrubbery and there was a lot of work um, in the fall with the leaves and just winterizing their flower beds and their trees. And I always waited, but I was always frustrated because it just didn't seem right. Last year, so they owed me in 2021 from 2020, and it was $450. And I said, "Hey, don't pay me." I called, I sent emails, I did everything I could to let them know to not pay me. I don't want payment, and we're just going to close the account, and that'll be us parting ways. And they agreed. Like, I don't know. They never said anything, but they never paid me, and they never called for more services. So um, that was what I did to just kind of stop that. But usually, usually they pay. And I probably, if I made a big deal about it, they probably would have paid me. But I just kind of like working with people that are honest and things like that. And I know that it's managers change every single year with restaurants, so that's another thing you got to be careful for. But usually with them, I'm okay with. Also, my other exception with taking monthly payments is if they're a snow customer, like a big, because we do commercial for snow clearing, and some of those customers, they still want us to do lawn care services, garden work, sprinkler work, and because they're so reliable with the snow payments, um, we do their property in the summer, spring too. So those are my two exceptions. Obviously, there's going to be one off here and there. Somebody will come into the shop, have a check, and want to prepay. We'll do that for sure. Oh, one of the things that I didn't mention here, we've got lift assists on all these trucks. So, oh, so that's really nice. The guys really like that. These gates are heavy. Ugh, can't close this one with one hand. Anyway, let me go to my computer real quick, see if I can read anything that needs to be read. I need to. Give me 1 second, guys. Closing my tripod. I might need a second here. All right, I'm able to see everything. What's up, Viva Frey? Oh yeah, I forgot to answer the battery question. So I have um, just for my personal, I have a leaf blower, and I tried briefly taking a truck to a reliable mechanic that I go to see if they can hook up battery chargers to my trucks, and like good ones, right? Like make it look professional and everything, have it hung in a nice place in the trucks. Um, and it was so expensive that it just wasn't worth it for me. There was, I just didn't see the value. Um, I think each truck setup was going to be like 1,800 bucks or 2,000, and that's not including the batteries. That was just, um, you know, just the charger connected to my battery. Now, there's probably ways you guys can probably do it cheaper. I know. I took it to a place. I'm going to take my headphones off. I don't think I need them anymore. Um, so I don't think I'm ready for battery charged equipment yet. Just so you know. Once they make the charging stations more accessible for trucks and us commercial guys, um, I'll look into it. I also was given some electric equipment from a couple places to demo, and my guys really didn't like the trimmers. They were too heavy, believe it or not. So there's basically two batteries they gave me. They gave me one that lasted longer than the other. The one that lasted the longest was really heavy, and so my guys, they tried it and it was passed around a couple of crews and nobody wanted to use it, so I gave it back right away. The mower feels too lightweight. You know, I feel like there's a mental aspect with mowing, and I think the guys need to see that it's a heavy duty mower. Um, and so it feels fragile. I think the guys didn't like that. It seemed like it could break at any moment. At least the 21-inch mowers. We didn't use any like grandstands or anything like that. All right, so let me read some of these. I had back issues and now went all electric mower, weed eater, blower, and it makes it easier for my kids to mow without dealing with mixing gas. Have a smaller property, so works well. Yeah, the other thing, I went to Arborist Apprentice program for 2 years, and all the arborists use battery powered chainsaws. I thought that was like a really big eye opener. They're reliable. Battery powered chainsaws, well, all battery powered equipment is more reliable. They do have some like problems with when they do break. It's usually like wires that are not thick.
I might be wrong about that, but usually there's a problem with wiring. But if you can figure out how to fix those yourselves, I mean, those electric equipment are pretty reliable. You would probably let me know, Marrakech. Um, but yeah, it was a big eye opener when I realized all arborists around here anyway use electric chainsaws or battery powered chainsaws. Sorry. The only thing is they're they always have to be careful if anybody's under them because the machine is so quiet that it's kind of nerve wracking for some of the guys. Hold on, I got a text. Oh, okay. Um, so if I was going to use anything that's battery powered right away, it'd probably be the chainsaws. But I have some good chainsaws that are still battery or gas, and they still are good. And I have no reason to get any new chainsaws yet. But when I do, that's probably the first transition I'll make are the chainsaws. I'm gonna bounce around here, see what landscapes of America. Just listening while driving, cool. Let's see. I think I answered most of these. Brent the Great, what's up? What's up, Brent? $800. Yeah, I've answered that one. Tell us about how you extend the mowing season. Yep. Um, how many customers are you rocking this year? Very nice. Thoughts on only accepting credit cards? All right, I think I'm good. What's up, Border Scavenger? Um, do you see a point where you will take home 1 million in a year? So I thought I heard somebody. What size company would that take? 1 million. Well, okay, so here's the problem. The winter season. Okay? If I had a winter season, like if I was able to keep rocking all year round, 12 months a year, like, maybe it slows down kind of like Florida, but you're still going all 12 months, possibly 4 million in revenue. You take home 1 million, possibly. Meaning you don't have to put any money aside for the winter like I do. I mean, basically, I spent between 150,000 to 200,000 this winter just to just to for my guys, basically, just for my employees. There's more to it than that. Obviously, I didn't that not all that money went to my employees, but a lot of it went to upgrades here at the shop where we thought this was a good time to do some of these upgrades. So I had to buy a bunch of stuff, and no revenues coming in, and pay my guys to help me out in the yard and to make sure they're paid so that when it snows they're making money. Um, and I'm still hopeful that there's going to come a time in the next year or two where the snow season will start paying for everything too. But we're just not quite there yet. Or we're not that we're not quite there yet, but it's like I don't trust it yet completely because, you know, it's a big risk to kind of hope on the winter season when we all know that can be kind of tough. So, with me, if with the snow season, and let's just say everything was working good, I would say 4 million in revenue. You have to budget everything really good. Probably take home that much, or at least have it in the account and kind of do what you need to do with it. And if that's take it home, you probably could. Um, but yeah, it's not going to be super easy, that's for sure. So anyway, let's see here. Does that answer your question? Do you think I'm right there, or what do you think? Um, because the reason why I say that is because um, with 1.5, I've spent we'll say 175 over winter, making sure everybody's paid. Where if I didn't have to use that money to pay for everybody with no revenue coming in, I literally could have taken that home. I could have taken that home. Um, so that's kind of where I'm going off of these numbers, just so you know. Um, but you know, it's so worth spending the money because you start the year with great people. Um, you have new equipment. You have, I don't know. It's just basically you're doing it so that you can have a strong team to start the year, and that's what that investment basically costs. You know, depending on the size of your team. So, is it cheaper or to paint or wrap work trucks? I think it's cheaper to paint. Um, what I would do is, so here's what I do. I went to Mako, so they're not Mako anymore. A new owner came and made it like something else, not Mako. It's not a national brand anymore. But when it was Mako, I went in there and I was like, look, guys, I have this many trucks and I just want it quick and dirty. You know what I mean? I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. As long as you paint it and it looks good, I won't complain. Um, I even said, you don't even have to sand it. Just paint the damn thing. Make it as cheap as possible. And they were like, all right, calm down, dude. We have to sand. We have to sand it or else the paint won't stick. So, and I've been with them now. So even when they sold Mako, I still stayed there. Kind of, they still knew who I was. They still take care of me. We still kind of sometimes go back and forth on price on certain things because I tell them, man, look, I painted all these trucks. I don't complain. Never once complained. So do it for me for this much because you know I already put this much into this truck. Help me out, kind of thing. So kind of build a relationship with the painting company, but try to stay with the same person. You know, don't be hopping around. You know, trying to get the best deal. Talk to them and say, hey, look, if I come to you all the time and I want it quick and dirty, I won't complain. What's the best deal you can do? I mean, I basically pay between $800 to $1,000, and sometimes if it's just the cab with no bed, because you know sometimes I do that. I think I've gotten it down to like $500. So, and I've never had them paint my beds, the cages. I always either do it myself or I do hire a friend to do that who does it really cheap. Um, so, but yeah, I know wrapping could be like $3,500. I don't really see a point to it. I wear my trucks out. I've I've only sold one truck in all my years of having trucks, and that was my own personal truck that I sold. I didn't even so I've never even gotten rid of a work truck. So I just use them till they die. So I'm not worried about the resale value of my trucks because they come here to die, baby. They're gonna work until they die. That's what my work trucks do. Um, all right, guys. Let's see. It's 1:12. Showed you my setup. I may edit this and do a more regular video for my setup, um, but I'm not sure. Maybe it turned out okay. I don't know. But we start mowing on Monday. Let me see how many lawns we have on Monday. So let me. The 4th. Oh, April 4th. 62. 62. Last year, on the first day of mowing, we had 101. I don't know if you remember that. So we did lose quite a bit of customers due to our price increases, but it's so much more manageable now. the prices and the budget hours are right. The customers are going to be better taken care of. Um, the mow guys are going to be less stressed, I believe. So hopefully it all works out. I start mowing on Monday, James. Um, we've already been doing some first time mows because we always do those on Fridays, but an actual route will be Monday, day after tomorrow. So I still need to go out in the yard, put mix in all the trucks, and kind of just make sure all the equipment, the new equipment, has a color that matches their truck so that guys don't take each other's equipment. So I just got to do that, and I'm done. I did so much today. I went to the green waste twice today because I need somebody to help me out in the yard. I need a yard guy that can go run parts, pick up equipment from somebody, bring new ones, go buy new equipment, take stuff to the mechanic shop, maybe fix some things here at the shop. Um, and also rearranging vehicles sometimes in the yard, loading up the trailers from the debris that gets knocked down. If anybody's looking for a job around here and wants to do that, let me know. Um, so normally I have a guy that's helping me do that, but now when the season started, I need him doing his actual job that he got hired to do. And so I said, I've got the yard for now. He does help me out Monday through Friday in the mornings um, until 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, he goes and does what he was hired to do. But until then, after 8, I have to go do everything, including getting gas, fill that gas tank up. I looked into having that delivered, and it just seems like a process, and I don't want the state involved in the property. So I just rather just go get the gas myself. Um, so that is what's going on. Yeah, season's about to start. So how long has this been going on? I can't really tell. Maybe I can. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. I will see you hopefully earlier, but maybe worst case scenario will be next Saturday. I've been staying pretty consistent with the Saturdays lives, so hopefully that helps, and I'll see you guys. Talk to you soon.